Uh, Good afternoon. My name is Graeme Glossop. I think I'll talk about the yes vote or the no vote. Which one do you like the best? I suppose what the first thing you've got to say is, why would anybody vote yes to give Aboriginals constitutional recognition and a voice in Parliament to advise politicians on their position in regards to policies going forward? Why would anybody vote yes for that? I can't understand why they'd vote yes for that. Possibly they could vote yes for that because Aboriginals live in poverty, they have low education skills, they have poor health outcomes. Those things might change your mind a little bit, I think. They could possibly do. And white society has kept Aboriginals down at that level for hundreds of years. They haven't really prospered past that. They've pushed them out of these country towns out into places that are 10 kilometres from town. So very often when I was growing up, you would see an Aboriginal or a group of Aboriginals walking into town for 10 kilometres. They didn't have cars in those days. And I suppose what also happens is that people, or white people in Australia, seem to think that the Aboriginals don't deserve anything because we worked hard for our money and we bought a house and we had a mortgage. I think what they fail to understand is that their ancestors, and they say, well, that wasn't me, that was my ancestors. When you live under the Westminster system, which we do in Australia, you have a system of law and you also have a system of politics. Well, the system of law kind of works really well if somebody comes along and either murders you, or they poison your water well, or they rape your wife, or they bash your kids. There we are, we're running off to our Westminster justice system to get justice and get these people thrown in jail. Well, when we first arrived in Australia, in the British colony, from the British arrived here, this is exactly what they did. They had convicts, and the convicts were criminals. So the convicts set fire to Aboriginal property. They killed them. They shot them. If you have a look at the Mylong Lake massacre, which was where convicts took over a parcel of land, and then they killed all the Aboriginals. They killed 300 or 400 Aboriginals. And then they were being investigated by the Attorney General at the time, who came from Ireland, and he was the only one standing up for Aboriginal rights. And what happened is that these convicts went back and burnt the Aboriginals, so there would be no evidence. And then they eventually found all the names out who were these people who had burnt Aboriginals and killed them and murdered them. And the Attorney General took him to court and he got a conviction. The Sydney Morning Herald was backing the convicts. Not one, even though all these convicts got convicted of murdering Aboriginals and things of that nature, none of them went to jail. They walked around out there in society free as birds, right? And even when they died, they had hero status in their funerals. And that's basically what people think of Aboriginals. They think Aboriginals are third-class citizens. They think they don't deserve anything. The Aboriginals, this was their land, not our land. We come along and we killed them. We poisoned their water wells. We ran them off the land. We murdered them. We shot them. We raped all their women. We stole their land. And when you look at people who say, well, I worked hard for my property, and this property I paid a mortgage, I worked hard all my life, so why should an Aboriginal get something for free? What you got to look at, it come from a poison tree. It's the fruits of a poison tree. The poison tree is what our ancestors did. They did all these things. They took this land and they paid nothing for it. They never paid compensation to any Aboriginal out there in the society. And basically it's our opportunity to bring an end to something of this nature, is to bring some justice to what the world is all about and what we think. And people who've got love in their heart don't have any problem saying yes. They say yes every day of the week. Not only to Aboriginals, they say yes to other people. They're harmonious people, and what they do is they right the wrongs that are made in life. So when you look at the no vote says, if you don't know, vote no. So what they're saying is that people who are thick as a brick, who either don't care or have no knowledge of anything to do with Aboriginals or their rights or constitutional recognition or what's being said in the Parliament, if you don't know anything about that, well, just vote no. So what they're talking to is they're responding to all these people who don't even care and don't even think about these things and don't have the brains to them. They said, you're so dumb, just vote no anyway. That's the best way out of it. So I just hope everybody wakes up in Australia and we get more than 50% of Australians voting for something that is justified, which should have happened hundreds of centuries ago. And then we shouldn't even be having a referendum. We should just give Aboriginals what they deserve. They deserve constitutional recognition because they own the land, and they also should have a voice about their future, where it's going, and they should have medical health improved, they should have housing improved, they should have improved education. That's what should happen. Anyway, you can vote for whoever you like. That's what I think. See you later. Bye.